Hey, Coach. We've seen your team in this situation a lot last year, and pretty much every time you came up short. That was kind of the story of last year. What was it about your team tonight that kind of allowed you to be successful in the same situation?
Man, well, I was just in the locker room telling our team that. This is not something I think that we would have pulled out. In fact, thanks for reminding me, we didn't pull out last year. And, this team just has a certain mental toughness about it. And I felt like we started off real slow, and stayed slow for quite a while before we got going. But the resilience they showed late in the second half and in overtime was pretty amazing. And very proud of this team and the mental toughness that they showed tonight. We didn't have that last year, and that speaks to, their growth. That's something that we didn't even have, last weekend in North Carolina, and I think that trip has certainly taught us a lot about fighting and just finishing possessions, winning games.
Down 13 and pretty late in the game, did you have to inject much motivation into this team, or did they kind of take it upon themselves?
You hear my voice? You hear my voice? In halftime, I was pretty animated with them, and credit to my staff and our entire bench. Everyone was in the game, everyone was talking, everyone was yelling, everyone was screaming, and the people on the floor, they just. Generated enthusiasm, intensity amongst themselves. So, it was a group effort in terms of, the energy and intensity that we needed to bring towards the second half and into the overtime.
As far as that play that tied the game up, what was kind of the game plan there? It kind of got passed around a little bit.
Yeah.
Finally took it. Was there any design in that situation, looking to do anything specific?
The thing that we talked about pretty much the entire second half was to attack the basket. We were in bonus for quite a while and didn't want to settle for shooting just the outside shot. So in that last play, we talked about taking a look at the post, but we wanted to certainly attack the basket. I don't necessarily think that we got the movement that we wanted, but we were able to keep it long enough, and Taylor did a nice job of taking a couple of dribble penetrations and stepping in and hitting that shot. Huge shot, and it was a good group effort there.
Kind of single out Taylor and Sarah. Real big performances in the second half. There's especially Sarah, I think, reeled off about 10 straight points there for a while. Talk about their contributions in these games, man.
Well, it's huge, and Sarah, credit to her, she rised up to the challenge. I didn't start her in the second half. I felt like their post players were getting too many easy post touches. I didn't think we were being physical enough in there, and I even yelled at my team for not having enough fouls in the first half. We're not being aggressive enough. So I challenged Sarah, didn't start her in the second half, and told her once she got back in the game, she needed to be a presence, and she did that. She did that in terms of her boxing out. She did that in terms of her scoring, and we've been waiting for her to establish herself as a double-digit scorer in the block. So the team, the guards, did a nice job of passing it to her. It's something we've been working in practice. Been talking about post touches, and she finished tonight. So she did a fantastic job for us.
And then finally, just kind of talk about the post game. I know it's always kind of a story whenever you're outsized a little bit. It didn't really seem to bother you a whole lot tonight.
Well, it can't bother us. It can't be something that we look at and get discouraged about. We look at it as an advantage to us. We're always going to be outsized pretty much, but we've got the players that are playing that inside position for us that can step out. So while we have to battle with them down low, they have to come and deal with us on the outside. So it's a trade-off, and we've got to make sure that we take care of our end better than they take care of their end. And I don't think that we shot the ball extremely well. But, proud of our team. In overtime alone, we scored 20 points. And that certainly wouldn't have happened last year. And, like you said, Miami had another fantastic game. Taylor was huge for us, and Beth certainly established her inside presence. So just very pleased with their effort.
And your defense seemed to fluster them, create a lot of those opportunities.
Well, we changed it up a little bit. We picked up full court. We felt like they were getting too comfortable in their offense. I think their ball screen still created a little bit of a problem for us, but picking them up full court and forcing other people to handle the basketball really helped us. One of the things that we weren't able to do because they were scoring so frequently in the first half is we weren't able to get out and run. Okay, so we wanted to pick up our defense so that we can get out and run a little bit, and we were able to do that in the second half and in overtime.
Yeah, what do you think was the key to the comeback?
I'd like to sit here and say that there was anything that we drew up that was fantastic or anything, any kind of game plan, but, I put this on the players. They made a decision at some point in that game that they were just going to stick with it and win this ball game. I don't think it's anything really that the coaches did or anything like that, but them as a group, those guys as a core, even the people on the bench, made a decision that they weren't leaving tonight without that win. And, that's the kind of resolve that we need as we're moving forward, is just a commitment and, a decision to go after these basketball games and to not fold up.
In practice this week, you guys focused a lot on rebounding. Do you think that paid off?
Yeah, I do think it paid off. I think there were a couple down the stretch that we missed, but I think overall we were better on the boards. We ended up winning that contest by 8, and being outsized, that's pretty good. So I think it paid off for us. There was definitely an awareness that we want to get better at that, and heading into Sunday's game, it's going to be huge for us with everyone but the point guard over 6 foot. It's going to be important for us to make sure that we box out.
What went through your head when Taylor made that shot? 1.7 left.
Finally, no, I'm just kidding. It was just like I was happy. I mean, it's the excitement of the game, and she knocked it down. Her shots always look so effortless. So, I was just happy that she made it. My thoughts immediately went to let's play defense. How much time is on the clock, but it was a huge shot, and she just stepped up and knocked it down. So I was happy about that.
How do you think this type of win will impact Sunday's game?
I think it'll be huge. I mean, any win gives you momentum, and it's a confidence builder. And certainly this one, where you have to gut it out, you go into overtime, and you really have to, gut check yourself and, do something extraordinary to win basketball games. It definitely gets you on a high, definitely gives you momentum. And, our team is excited right now, and we're going to take this, and we're going to set our sights on Michigan State. You're welcome. Very proud of our team tonight. We grew up over the weekend, so very proud of them.